My name is Marcus Wood.
I am Jack Bendel.
Together we run a company called Tap Promotion. But right now we do the Live and Lethal brand, run local gigs all around Bournemouth, variety of bands, variety of types of music.
How did you get into promotion?
That kind of started, Jack was in bands beforehand anyway, sort of ran a few, what was the Central, ran like a sort of pub gigs and stuff like that, but I kind of saw that and thought, well, we could pack a pub out, but it's like, well, I'm sure there's got to be better ways of doing this rather than just sort of grotty pubs. And
just need a bigger venue.
Yeah, absolutely. And we had like the Metropole, Central Bournemouth, which is now like a Wetherspoons or something. But I went in there and they used to run like tribute nights. It's with some great bands. There were some great guys who did that. But going in there, it's like, this is how a gig should be, you know. It's like, okay, there's got to be something else too. You know, I can take this, I can run with it. So we thought, okay, let's get like a consistent brand out there, something that people see and just know it's going to be like a great night, and that's what we're shooting for right now.
So what's the aim of the promotions company?
I think it's just to get Live and Lethal as that. It should be the Coca-Cola of live music, if you will, that you see the name and you know it's going to be, you're going to get a great, it doesn't matter who's playing, you know you're going to get some great music out of it, you know, you're going to have a great night. It doesn't matter whether it's, right now it's so dependent on the names on the bill that if you don't recognise the name you don't go, which is a shame because no one new's getting out there now. If people just go to what they've heard of, you know, you've got to experience new things. So if you go to Live and Lethal, then you know you're going to experience something new, but you know it's going to be good. You know, it should be a stamp of quality. You know,
just bigger and better nights, really, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, we've just got to establish that of being that stamp of quality.
So what's been the history of the company so far?
I mean, we started doing the Central gigs.
Yeah, then went to Sound Circus.
Yeah, sort of migrating across town, really.
Champions, Ibar, a couple of places really.
When we've been doing it like on and off for a few years, started off doing the grotty pub gig, just figuring out, okay, how does this work, how does that work, you know, how's best to do it. And then it sort of progressed that from pubs to the bigger bars, Sound Circus, iBar, Champions, putting on like more bands, bigger acts, at higher quality, if you know what I mean, like a really well run, good show, you know, compared to just sort of what it was when we started, of just a couple of bands into a pub and
just to play.
Yeah, and just sort of figured it out as best we could, you know. But it's progressed. I mean, if you compared that first night to what we do now, we know we're going in the right direction. I mean, there's been bumps along the way, no question, but it's going the right way, you know.
How do you find it trying to network with the clubs and get your events out there?
It can be difficult at times. I mean, the venues don't necessarily. I mean, they support live music, no question. We've got some great venues in Bournemouth, but it's tough to get them to take a punt on. Okay, well, I want to put these guys on, and no one's heard of them, but I can make something great out of this, and it's tough for them.
It all depends on like the dates and like the sort of bands you have coming, because you have to promise so many people for the night. You need to promise that bar's going to take so much money.
It's a gamble for them, really,
yeah,
and
definitely.
so it's kind of our job to convince them to take the gamble. Look, I've got these, like this band and that these guys are going to be great. Well, okay, but no one's heard of them before. I said, yeah, they're going to, you know, I can say, well, they're going to be great, but I've got to convince them that, look, I can do something great here, guys. And it's tough to get them because they're gambling with their money, if you will. It's their, you know, Saturday night's gold dust to these guys. So it can be difficult, you know, with the venues.
And how do you go about convincing them to put your nights on?
I'm in we're kind of in a good position at the moment where we've been going for a few years, so I can say, well, okay, well, I went to iBar and I did this, I got this many people, and it's all about a track record, really.
Definitely, yeah. We can promise them so many people, we can promise how much they're going to take behind the bar that night. So yeah, hopefully that normally works.
And obviously we got to kind of back it up as well, that, I mean, we don't, you know, it's our money's work, we're a business at the same time. I mean, it's not all like, obviously we do it for music, that's the priority, but we're in the real world too, you know. So we've got to back it up with that. If we don't pull it off, then we got to like back it up as well, you know. So it's our gamble as well,
Yeah.
but we drive forward. So we're always a bit more willing to maybe take the gamble than a venue is, but it is just a case of saying, well, look, I've done this at Sound Circus, this at iBar, this at Champions, great night here, great night there, you know, let me do this for you too. So
Yeah. How do you find the marketing side of your gigs, getting your gigs out there?
I mean, the internet is the best thing ever.
Especially Facebook.
Absolutely, yeah. Social networking is just makes the whole thing so much easier. I mean, obviously, you still go with the traditional, like posters, flyers, etc. But the internet's a total game changer. If you can get it over on, as you said, Facebook, your MySpace, all those sort of things, that's like half the battle right there. After that, it's literally about getting the name out there, you know. You just got to keep, because of the way we work, that with the brand, the simple Live and Lethal tagline, it is just about getting that out there and just connecting that to, look, we're doing a great gig here, Live and Lethal, remember the name sort of thing, and just getting it out there again and again and again.
Small, definitely.
Yeah.
So a specific genre that you promote, or is it just live bands?
We do a bit of everything really. Like hard rock bands, indie bands. We did a dubstep night at iBar. That's pretty cool. Wouldn't mind doing another one of those. Maybe drum and bass. Bit of everything really.
I mean, so far I think we've kind of done a lot of indie. That's not really intentional. That's just, I mean, we go out there and look at and say, okay, what's a great band? We're looking for good music that we both think is a great band, and so it just happens to be that our like personal preference is kind of indie rock. So when I look out there, I say, okay, who would I want to see? If I'm paying £3 tonight, who would I want to see on a bill? Well, these are guys with great bands, so it kind of slips into indie a bit, I think, indie and rock between the two of us. But we have, I think, over the last few years, I think we had dubstep at one stage. So it has kind of covered the spectrum. We've had Uncle Pablo's Magic Potion, which is like a real traditional doesn't really describe it, but it's like it's more of a traditional rock band, ranging right through to like Jack's band Reclaim the Skies is
very
more
pop
punk. So it kind of does. We kind of feel the spectrum there a bit, I think.
And when you're putting a bill together, do you go to the bands directly to see if they'll play, or do you sometimes deal with management side as well?
It's not really a choice. You kind of have to go to through management.
It all depends on how big the band is, really, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, the more local guys, it will just be a case of going to them, hey guys, you want a gig? You know, and they're always pretty happy to, if they're on that level of thing with local band just starting up, they'll be usually pretty like, we can definitely work with that. And then you go up, and there is a certain level that if they've been around a while doing big venues, then chances are they've got some sort of management structure. It's just how they work. I've got to adapt to that. It's not. I haven't really got a choice. You just got to work with how they want to work, you know.
How many gigs do you manage to put on a month?
In the last few years, we've sort of averaged one about every 4 months. While we were just sort of figuring it out, getting our feet, getting it going. We're going to start trying to do one every 2 months now, from the end of this year onwards. So now because I think, would you agree, we've kind of hit a formula now of everything from the promotion, so we've kind of got a routine now, almost, structure to it.
We've kind of time really 2 months, isn't it?
Yeah,
Plan it. What music we want to put on that night.
But it's a case of, it's no good, when we started out, there was no good putting on one every week if we couldn't do it properly, you know. I wouldn't want to do that, and so if I could, like, to do one every 4 months was kind of, that was our limit. And then now we've got a bit better at everything involved, from promotion to the actual running of the night to the quality of the acts. Everything's gotten a bit better now, so with that routine we can just do one every 2 months. So if I can deliver that quality on that basis, then that's what we'll do. we're going to start trying to do that from the end of this year.
Right. And what's your plans for the business itself?
Got on bigger and better nights, really.
Yeah, I mean,
Bigger acts.
at the moment we're still, Live and Lethal is still very much in its start, you know, its infancy, and that it's a name there, but it's not associated with the kind of quality that I would want it to be at the moment. So I've got to get it out there more, which definitely the more regular nights would help with. We've just got to expand the brand now, and it's established, so we've just got to get it out there. And that's going to be a case of do more maybe wider genres of music. So, you know, we'd like to try and do more like dubstep dance, but everything from rock bands to pop punk, you know, we've got to branch out a bit more, and so it wouldn't just be a case of if you like indie music you go there, or you like rock music you go there. Hopefully it would be a case of you would consider that, because there's so much going on in Bournemouth. If I'm going out on a Thursday night, I'm spoiled for choice. So it's a case of I don't want it to be the only people would be hard rock fans who might think of going to Live and Lethal. It would be a case of anybody who likes music would look at that as an option for going out on a Thursday night and getting some quality entertainment, you know. But we have got to just associate that and branch out, maybe get some hopefully bigger bands, but the more well-known guys.
Bigger acts, really.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this, like, with the next few events, we're sort of talking to bigger bands about coming in and doing something, just to, you know, get more people, because if you associate yourself with bigger bands, then it's vice versa. The people at like Live and Lethal might get turned onto that band, and people who are into that band will now know the name Live and Lethal. So that's what we've got to start to try and do, you know, but definitely focusing on Live and Lethal for the time being.
And where can people find out more about Live and Lethal?
Probably the best thing at the moment is on Facebook. I think everybody's on Facebook now, so it's facebook.com/Live and Lethal. Pretty much everything there. It's our past events, photos, posters, but the upcoming stuff is also on there. Any bit of news and anything we start to do, we put it on there. So that's probably the best place you can find us right now.
And what about getting in contact to possibly perform at one of your up-and-coming gigs?
If anybody's got any interest in that, I mean, again, best place like Facebook, message, like, just put something on the wall or whatever. My email is marcusw100@msn.com, so if you want to shoot me a message on there, do it. Again, I'm on Facebook, Jack's on Facebook.
Yeah, definitely.
Just get in contact with one of us, you know. And chances are we'll probably be around at, like, just head down to Live and Lethal, you know, have a word with us in person, you know, just come meet us. Wouldn't be a problem.
Thank you very much.
Brilliant, thank you.